I'm gonna go comb my hair.
Huh?
And then you can black yourself out.
Oh, you
You
can?
can like yeah. Let me see. Speaker view. Let me see. So Antoine is gonna be the host.
Huh?
Where's Antoine?
Hold on.
Let me see. What
He
else?
said he's trying to figure out something. He's
Okay.
still working with it.
Exit. All right.
Huh?
So welcome to Zoom. This is the new thing since they used to use it for conference calls.
Mm-hmm.
So now people go to school on Zoom. Did you go to school on Zoom, Antoine?
Yes, for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, people are going to school. I think this is the best time to go to a university.
No, you can get off the phone and unmute yourself.
Okay. That's for Uzeko. Okay. You hear me now?
Say something, Peter. See if you're echoing still.
Yeah. Too much echo.
You're fine. I think now.
Am I fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
You don't have a microphone.
All right. How's that? Hmm. Let's still turn it down a little. Okay. That better? Is that good?
Peter, I don't know if you're a little bit still too loud or not.
Okay. Down. Okay. How's that? That's still too loud. Okay. How's that? Okay. Say something. Antoine?
Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yep, loud and clear.
Ooh.
Hey, Antoine! Oh,
Hey.
Antoine! They call you Antoine!
All right.
Can you hear me
Okay.
good here?
Hmm?
All right. Ready when y'all
You gonna do the announcement? Hmm?
opening.
Music in the announcement.
All right, here. We're here on Liberators United. Coming with y'all today, we have our host, Peter Davis, and our co-host, Dolores Moore. How are y'all doing today?
Doing fantastic.
Dolores, I think you're muted.
Yeah. All is well, all is well. All right.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Doing pretty good today on this fine evening.
Yes, indeed.
We're great this fine afternoon. That's new technology is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. It's an
Trying out,
adventure.
trying out new things. Yes,
Liberation is coming. I wouldn't say I notice there are a lot of more attention given to the liberation. I've been seeing more people address the things that we were talking about. Is that the same thing for you, Dolores?
I didn't hear you. I'm putting my earplugs in.
Okay.
Now, what did you say?
Okay, I was saying there was more people noticing the things that we've been posting concerning liberation.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. It seems as though we are coming out of our slumber as to where we are beginning to critically think, that we are beginning to think outside the box as to where we can begin to question. We're questioning many of our childhood beliefs, many of the beliefs that we grew up with. And so basically, what is causing us to question is that many of us are delving into our story, our story, our history that basically was never taught in school or
Wow.
in our religious um, organization.
Mm.
History that is very pertinent to a people of
Mm.
your red, blue, white, green, of letting us know who we are,
Mm.
knowing our origins, knowing these origins. And basically, this history was hidden from us, not taught as a way to keep the masses controlled.
Mm.
So I'm so grateful that we are delving into our own story, our own history, to uncover the deception and the lies.
Yes,
I
yes.
could go on and on and on and on.
Yes, but that's very true. That's very true.
Society built on a European centered curricula. Black people, white people, we are basically taught the Eurocentric view,
Mm.
but we are not taught our part of the history and the contributions that we have contributed to civilization, the ancient civilization, what we have contributed, and even until our time, many of the inventions that we have done. It's
Yes.
very sad and appalling that to me that we never learned about them. And to give you an
Mm.
example, I have a 25-year-old nephew. He did not even know who Harriet Tubman was.
Mm.
I was like,
Wow.
wow, wow. And now they're passing around the CRT, critical race theory,
Mm.
as to where they're trying to pick and choose what they are going to teach in school, as to where they are posing that it will cause separation, division. It will cause animosity amongst the students.
Mm.
But at the same time, I think we need to question what is the appropriate age in which we can start telling the students the truth of
Yes.
our history. Why are we hiding it?
Mm.
Like somebody said that when someone threw the rock at the young children in in the school yard, young
Mm.
black girls, they
Mm.
bombed the children in the church.
Yeah.
So what was the age appropriateness of
Mm.
that? And so we must clearly understand why we need to learn our history. We need to clearly understand what is the importance of knowing our history.
Yes.
And hey, and so basically, what happened in the past basically speaks and it tells us that there was a beginning. There was a beginning that started the events today. Without the past, there would be no events
That's
happening
right.
today. So
That's right.
we know. And then basically, when you start studying your history, then you start understanding the deception and the deceit, this thing called social engineering, as to where
Yes.
there's someone behind the scene that's pushing the button that's
Yes.
determining how you should think, what
Yes.
you should think.
Yes.
Maybe I should erase that part. How you should think, but what you should think, but not teaching you how to think and how
Right.
to think critically and how to
Right.
examine for yourself in
Mm.
order to think outside of the box.
That is so true.
For sure.
And then, the
That's
educational system, what they say, is about indoctrination.
Yes.
they are indoctrinating our children. I was indoctrinated as a child, and basically what I learned in school, I was told that Africa did not have a culture, did
Mm-hmm.
not have history.
Yes.
I was basically taught the social media, the cartoons, and that type of thing, and in school, that Africa basically the people were still living in huts
Mm.
and that type of thing.
That's
But
right.
when I got older and I started studying the history for myself, I was like, wait a minute. And then them teaching me to be fearful of the African belief
Yes.
system,
Yes.
that their belief systems were demonic
Mm-hmm.
and
Evil.
this type of thing. But as I got older and I began to research myself, I found that there were beautiful, wonderful civilizations.
Yes.
And then one civilization that many of us are looking into is the Egyptian belief system.
Yes.
The
Yes.
civilization that
You.
dates all the way back 5,000, and it even goes back further than that.
Oh, yes.
We're talking
Much further.
about prior to the dynasty.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so I am so happy that the Egyptians wrote their story on the pyramids.
Yes.
Egyptians did not write their stories on the pyramids and other civilizations as well, such as the Sumerian civilization. It
Mhm.
would not cause us to start questioning
That's
their
right.
belief system. Because what
Yeah.
we are finding out is that the Eurocentric belief systems that they created basically is a plagiarized version of what
Yes.
was being
Very much so.
already done thousands of years that predate the
Yes.
ancient Romans and the Arabs and the Hyksos and
Yes.
many other
Yes.
people that went to the country and basically dominated. We're talking about the European invaders.
I always was taught that Egypt was an evil place,
Right, right.
and all my understanding, they said the Pharaoh was wicked,
Right,
persecuted the
right,
the children of Israel, and none of that is true.
right.
Egypt original name is Kemet, and it means the land of the black.
Yes, yes,
We always saw fair skinned Egyptians. In every movie, we saw that.
Cleopatra. Ah,
All of them, fair skinned. But Egypt was a black African. And then the stories that they gave us, they stole the stories and rewrote them, plagiarized them. It had us thinking that there's a place to fear. Don't go to Egypt. And now the truth is coming out.
the truth is coming out.
And we are being liberated in our mind.
Yes,
We're being able to see how creative our people were.
yes, yes,
They everything that they got now in medicine came from Egypt.
yes, yes.
And Hotep, I'm so thankful that I learned the truth, and I can no longer preach the false doctrines. I'm all about trying to liberate our people,
Liberate the mind.
elevate the mind of the people.
Yes, yes, yes.
Let our people know that God lives within them, and you can do all things through the Spirit that lives in you. Our people got to learn to love themselves and know themselves because all that we need has been given to us. We just have to tap into that frequency and that vibration. I've gone through so much on the physical level, but every day my spirit is being renewed. My physical is being renewed. You got it in within you, and you know the truth. I believe it, and the truth will make you free.
So I guess we could introduce ourselves. That was a lovely introduction. Antoine, you have something to say?
Well, what y'all said was very nice. Um, you know, you've heard my point of view of this, and I've gradually gotten myself to believe that what has been brought upon us growing up was a myth, and I wish I had looked farther deep into it when I was younger, and I would have been far on from what I am now. But I'm glad I met this man, Peter Davis, and know what I know now. That's what I can say. I'm glad to be on here to share the truth, spread the truth, and liberate.
Mm.
Wow. He said when I was younger. Okay. Okay.
And,
Well,
I
well,
when I was younger. Yeah.
well, I wish I had known it when I was younger. But I want to say this. I want to. I am so thankful for the great teacher, Dr. Ray Hagan, and his teachings, because he was the one that really opened my eyes to the truth. You know, I was been thinking these things, but I couldn't not process it. But he taught so many things that opened my eyes, and I am truly thankful for him and to him.
So I would like to introduce myself. Tell the audience who I a little bit about me.
All right.
Right now. My name is Dolores Gilmore, and basically, to let you know how I started believing as I believe, basically, I've been researching our history for, gosh, like 20 more odd years. Not really knowing a lot, but I would still take the little bit that I learned and pass it out to people. And so for the past 10 years, I was teaching Black history at this center and basically a event coordinator. And so the director there, he saw my talents and my gifts because I was a theater major.
Mm.
And so due to the fact I was a theater major, I always had a love for theater. And so I took much of what I was learning and started applying it to teaching our history. So I would do and shows and that type of thing. And so I'm grateful that this director saw something in me. And so when she said, "Dee, will you come and do this?" And I'm grateful that I did. And so it really, really started me on the journey of beginning to teach. And it's almost like the more I learn, the more I find out that I don't know. And so I'm always asking a question: show me more, show me more, show me more. And it's like the more I research, the more I find out that I do not know, and I'm just looking, looking, and so I am just so happy that I can share what my research with other people as well. And the one thing that really grabbed me, and I took up forever, is when I started figuring out all of our inventions.
Mm.
And it's like many of the young people are not familiar with the invention, from what it. Do you know of any Antoine Peter, our inventions, the traffic light,
Mm-hmm.
eye laser surgery, Catherine Johnson helped John Glenn. She created the trajectory as to
Mm-hmm.
where he could land on the moon and come back into orbit on Earth. And what else did we invent? So many, so many.
Well,
I think one of our people was the first to fly a commercial airplane. I think that was one.
Did you learn
Other
that in school? Okay, go ahead.
surprisingly, I did.
Oh, I learned nothing in school.
well,
Nothing about my history.
Wow.
what was I just had recently posted the lady that was responsible for us having the GPS.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Yes, it-
GPS. Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
LID.
yes,
LID.
yes.
Okay. Yes.
People are so responsible for so many creations, and
Yes.
many of them never received any kind of recognition or credit. They would buy your invention from you and give you a little bit of money and take it and make billions. Many essential things that we are using today, black people were the inventors and creators.
The first successful heart surgery. That
Hmm.
was one. But then,
Hmm.
yes, yeah,
Our people are great, but
yes,
but very few of us want to realize that we have that greatness.
right, yes. Beautiful still life, but we have
Yeah,
that greatness.
yes,
Yeah, not recognizing the genius that lies within us.
yes, yeah,
Yeah, and many of us are not aware that we are in a war. There is a war to abate our genius.
mhm,
Yes, and just think, under oppression, under Jim Crow laws and that type of thing, what we were still able to do and
mhm,
create. And just think, if many of us didn't know ourselves,
mhm,
just think what we could have accomplished.
mhm. Yes, indeed.
And like you just said, us beginning to love ourselves, us beginning to know who we are
Yeah,
and understanding and tapping into that innate, our innate ability.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's time that we even encourage one another. And when we see uh, our brothers and our sisters, say, "I see greatness in you."
See greatness in you. Yes.
Yes, we need to encourage one another in these times because the strength comes from our unity, being one and working together, standing together, and to get out of the delusions of this life. because so our minds have been programmed with so much delusion. You might call it faith, but I call it a delusion because what's real is tangible. Yes. And if we can get our mindset out of that religious fear and dogma, then you can go much further. You can actually live life. I do totally believe that the law that was written in the Ma'at, 42 laws given to us, but it is mainly, I have not did this thing because in a pure mind and a pure conscience, there are just things you won't do. And when we exercise that, then we are fulfilling our life destiny because you're able to see good around you and feel good because we have the power to speak. It says, one thing I learned, it says, thoughts are things and words will materialize. Bring it to pass, see the good in each other. Say, I see greatness in you. Another thing that I'm looking at because that COVID, uh, so many people, I think, thought it was gone, but it's on the rise. And I'm concerned about our people. You want to go around like it's gone, but you need to respect it. I've heard of so many people that have recently come down with it. It's something to try to destroy our people. And you need to start to take notice that you got to be careful once again. When you go in a crowd, wear your mask. Keep your immune system up. It's serious. And it's to come to destroy. You get comfortable being able to do things that you used to do, go here, there, and don't worry about it. But now it's time to take concern again. Because as the time go by, after the holidays pass, it's becoming more and more. And this some say it was worse, almost worse than the first one. So get your masks out wherever you don't put them away, dig them out. When you go to stores or restaurants and places, you got to be careful. Okay, Lord, and one.
That was wonderful. Yeah, I agree. It is coming to a rise, and we don't see it.
Mm.
And people should take more concern. Just it's better safe than sorry. Better off just being safe. Don't go out as much. Stay in the house. Watch people not covering the mouths. Just be safe. Pretty much. You got anything on that, Dolores?
really didn't want to say anything, but